A young man who wishes to remain a sound atheist cannot be too careful of his reading. The real problem is not why some pious, humble, believing people suffer, but why some do not. Failures, repeated failures, are fingerposts on the road to achievement. One fails forward toward success. Anthropomorphic animals, when taken out of narrative into actual visibility, always turn into buffoonery or nightmare. If you read history, you will find that the Christians who did most for the present world were precisely those who thought most of the next. It is since Christians have largely ceased to think of the other world that they have become so ineffective in this. What I call myself now is hardly a person at all. It's mainly a meeting place for various natural forces, desires, and fears, etc., some of which come from my ancestors, and some from my education, some perhaps from devils. The self you were really intended to be is something that lives not from nature but from God. The great thing to remember is that though our feelings come and go, His love for us does not. There is no safe investment. To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything, and your heart will certainly be wrung and possibly be broken. Some people feel guilty about their anxieties and regard them as a defect of faith, but they are afflictions, not sins. Like all afflictions, they are, if we can so take them, our share in the passion of Christ. The human mind has no more power of inventing a new value than of imagining a new primary color, or, indeed, of creating a new sun and a new sky for it to move in. Everyone has noticed how hard it is to turn our thoughts to God when everything is going well with us. While what we call our own life remains agreeable, we will not surrender it to Him. What, then, can God do in our interests but make our own life less agreeable to us, and take away the plausible sources of false happiness? Long before history began, we men have got together apart from the women and done things. We had time. I didn't go to religion to make me happy. I always knew a bottle of port would do that. If you want a religion to make you feel really comfortable, I certainly don't recommend Christianity. Let's pray that the human race never escapes from earth to spread its iniquity elsewhere. Always try to use the language so as to make quite clear what you mean and make sure your sentence couldn't mean anything else. I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else. Someday you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. There is, hidden or flaunted, a sword between the sexes till an entire marriage reconciles them. We are mirrors whose brightness is wholly derived from the sun that shines upon us. There is no uncreated being except God. God has no opposite. Even in literature and art. No man who bothers about originality will ever be original, whereas if you simply try to tell the truth, without caring tuppence how often it has been told before, you will, 9 times out of 10, become original without ever having noticed it. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one." Real joy seems to me almost as unlike security or prosperity as it is unlike agony. The safest road to hell is the gradual one, the gentle slope, soft underfoot, without sudden turnings, without milestones, without signposts. Joy is the serious business of heaven. An explanation of cause is not a justification by reason. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Courage, dear heart.